Sonic the Hedgehog has a whole lot of TV shows. Sonic Boom, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Underground, but there is one show that I believe remains king among all of these shows. Now, of course, this is completely my own personal opinion, but I believe that that show happens to be Sonic X. What's going on, guys? It's SONICSTA, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss with you why I personally believe that Sonic X is the best Sonic TV show. Now, like I literally just said, this is completely my opinion, so if you happen to disagree with me, it's all cool. And as always, if you do happen to like this video, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me and my channel out a ton. Also, if you wish to connect with me on all sorts of different types of platforms, I have Instagram, Twitter, and Discord in the description down below. Now, without any further introduction, let's just jump right off into the video. Now, as you may or may not know, my first ever video on SONICSTA was actually a video about Sonic X. In that video, I talked a bit about what Sonic X would look like had it not ended. It's a two-part series and it doesn't necessarily have my best audio to date, but I still recommend you go ahead and give it a watch if you like Sonic X. Now, I say all this to say, pretty much from the beginning, I've liked Sonic X through and through. Aside from the game, Sonic X is probably one of my favorite all-time Sonic medias. I think I like this show so much because at the time of my first watch, I was really just starting to get into the Sonic the Hedgehog series. And in all honesty, I really do believe it's one of the best introductions to the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Now, of course, I was very young at the time, so I really wasn't watching a whole lot of sub-anime or anime in general, so I was basically watching the 4Kids edition of Sonic X. Now, I know 4Kids is famous for messing up anime dubs or just dubs in general, but this Sonic X anime, even though it's dubbed, has a special place in my heart. It may not have had some of the best lines, but it has some of my favorite voice actors for the entirety of the series. Some of my personal favorite Sonic voice actors came from this time period. A select few of them being Sonic and Shadow being played by Jason Griffith, Lisa Ortiz playing Amy Rose, Dan Green playing Knuckles, and of course Eggman being played by Mike Pollock. I grew up with these Sonic voices, and to me, every time I heard their voice in almost anything else, I always just connected them with that character. I connected these voices to these characters, and I had a really hard time adjusting out of that structure. It's a big reason for why I felt awkward playing Sonic Colors when I heard the voice for Sonic sounded a little bit different than how he normally sounded before. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Roger Craig Smith's Sonic, and I think he did a great job for what the script he was given, but even still, when I was younger, it just felt kind of weird. But anyway, going back to Sonic X here, I believe the show did a great job of showcasing most of the relevant characters in the series. With the proper utilization of Shadow the Hedgehog, Rouge, as well as Cream and Cheese, it felt as though Sonic X was really just showing its colors. You're not going to find another show that completely illustrates these characters in the exact way they were initially supposed to be portrayed. Not only that, but the show also gave us a whole bunch of new characters where sometimes they were actually just supposed to be really good characters, or sometimes they were just supposed to be there for comedic relief purposes. Characters like Danny, Francis, Helen, Sam Speed, even Mr. Stewart were just really great characters in this show. And then you have characters like Chuck, who I personally think is one of the best characters in this show, probably even the best human after Dr. Eggman. Now, of course, I cannot make a Sonic X video talking about characters if I don't bring up Chris Thorndike. Now, Chris is really kind of a hot or cold type of character amongst the fan base. There are people out there who can absolutely not stand this character, and there are also people out there who actually really enjoy Chris Thorndike being in the show. Personally, I believe he's one of the worst parts of Sonic X, and to be honest, there's not really a whole lot of bad I can find within the show, so I guess that's not too much of a bad thing. But with that being said, it's not all completely good either. This show doesn't exactly have the best animation I've seen in any type of anime. The fight scenes feel as though I'm watching some sort of Google slide presentation, and they don't really feel all that appealing. I guess to say the least, they're not nearly as entertaining as I once thought them to be. However, with that being said, it really does do a great job of setting up an intriguing story that really just draws me in. Now, of course, a big chunk of the show is actually just adapting some of the old Sonic games like Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and Sonic Battle. Now, of course, it's really hard to mess up something that's completely already done and is already pretty good as is. The blueprints are already laid out for the great stories Sonic Adventure 1 and Adventure 2, so I think you would literally have to be trying to mess it up. So needless to say, despite a few small changes, the show actually stayed very faithful to the games. And by that I mean those arcs in the series that adapted the games were actually good. Now, I personally love these arcs because at the time, I never really played Sonic Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 yet, and I was just kind of filtering in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Through these two arcs alone, the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 arc, I was able to get properly introduced to characters I had only seen in pictures before. I was able to find out the backstory of Shadow the Hedgehog and meet all sorts of different characters like Big the Cat, Tails the Fox, and Amy Rose. And of course, see the sad tragedy of E102 Gamma. Basically what I'm saying is, for someone who did not have a whole lot of access to all sorts of different Sonic games, I was able to get introduced to the series basically through the Sonic X TV show. Now, as I said earlier, I really did enjoy what they did to the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 stories, but what I really enjoyed most about this show is when they went off on their own and created their own stories. Having an array of episodes that weren't exactly game canon gave us a whole lot of background information about all sorts of different characters. We got to see all sorts of different characters live their day-to-day lives through all sorts of different fun and wacky stories. Sometimes our characters were going on a trip to the beach, sometimes they were fighting Eggman, or even sometimes they were fighting washing machines. For me, Sonic X just never got boring because they always brought so many new and interesting ideas to the table by still remaining faithful to the actual series. And then of course there is my favorite saga of the entire show, which is the Meta-Rex saga. Now this saga happens to be a fan favorite amongst so many people, and I can completely understand why. This arc was so good that so many people decided to call this what Sonic Adventure 3 would be like. The story, the characters, there was so much there that it actually felt as though this actually really could have been a Sonic Adventure 3. We had characters like Cosmo who had a really well written backstory that made you feel for the character. Many Sonic fans want to see her return, and there's very few that actually don't want to see her come back, so I guess that's kind of a good sign as is. We also had a really cool Shadow episode with this new character they created named Molly. Now I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was really entertaining to see all the events play out and see Shadow care for someone who is a human once again, very similar to the likes of Maria. Now of course the main focus of this arc is obviously on the Meta-Rex, so let's talk a bit about them. These robotic creatures in the sky operated as villains for not just Sonic and his friends, but also for Dr. Eggman. Constructing a common enemy between Sonic and his friends as well as Dr. Eggman really makes me interested in these villains and just how strong they really are. Dark Oak, the leader of the Meta-Rex, functions perfectly as a villain driven just by being evil. Essentially, he is bad just because he wants to be bad. Normally, I don't really like villains that are written this way, but I think it really works in this kind of situation, similar to how it worked with Mephiles in Sonic 06. And one of the biggest things I believe is worth noting about the Meta-Rex saga is the inclusion of Dark Sonic. Now of course most of us know who Super Sonic is, and we all know that he uses the positive energy of the Chaos Emeralds in order to defeat all sorts of different types of evil. However, in the game Sonic Adventure 1 we were introduced to two sides of the Chaos Emerald, one being positive and one being negative. In Sonic X we see Sonic do something he has never done in a game before, and that is using the dark side of the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic is driven to a point of sheer madness when he sees Chris and Cosmo being held captive and just completely abused. Another cool thing to note here is that Sonic is not actually using any real Chaos Emeralds, as we see he's using a swarm of fake emeralds around him. This just demonstrates to me that even though Sonic is using the power of the fake emeralds, he is able to achieve the same level, if not comparable levels, to a super form. Now this form was not introduced in any canon games or any other games for that matter, but even still, the fact that it was introduced so well here, it felt as though it actually could be real. All in all, that might be the true reason why I really do love and enjoy Sonic X. Now I'm not here to tell you that Sonic X is the best TV show of all time, nor is it the best anime of all time, but I am here to tell you that Sonic X perhaps is one of the best Sonic adaptations outside of games. Unlike the plethora of Sonic TV shows we've had before and after this one, I feel like this show, Sonic X, stays the most faithful to the entire series, implementing a variety of characters as well as putting them in environments that actually make sense for the series really does make me feel like this is actually a Sonic TV show. Unlike the other shows, this actually does feel like a Sonic TV show. Don't get me wrong, I really do love the other Sonic TV shows, and I can easily see where someone might say this one is better than the other, but even still, I feel like Sonic X does the best job of being a Sonic TV show. With all that being said, to me, I just honestly and truly do believe that Sonic X is the best Sonic TV show. What's going on, guys? Thank you all so much for sticking around to the end of the video. But now I want to hear from you. What do you personally believe is the best Sonic TV show? Like I said earlier, this video is all completely my opinion, so if you disagree with me, that's all cool. Just let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, as I said earlier, Sonic X does have a lot of faults, and I really hope all of these things really get adjusted for Sonic Prime, the new Sonic TV show coming out in 2022. I really do hope that Sonic Prime is a faithful adaptation to the whole Sonic the Hedgehog series, as well as brings on a whole bunch of new stuff that we've never really thought about before. If that doesn't happen, I can honestly say that Sonic X might still hold that title for being the best Sonic TV show. But again, these are just my thoughts. If you think anything different, let me know in the comment section down below, and also remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Again, it really helps me and my channel out a ton. One last thing before I go here is I want to take the time to shout out some of my amazing channel members. Thank you all so much for helping my my channel grow day by day, and also just continuing to support me as well. Without you guys, these videos would not be possible. If you want to become a member of my channel and unlock access to all sorts of exclusive perks as well as a secret Discord server, the link will be in the description down below. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and this is SONICSTA signing out. Have a blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?